Hello and welcome to today's Instagram Live. And so today we want to talk about non-consensual fatherhood. So I want to keep this as short as possible. So let's get into it. So I'm going to read a few articles. So the first one is from mamish.com. This was published in November 23rd, 2011. And the title is, or the headline, or whatever you want to call it, is Woman Steals Ex-Boyfriend's Sperm, Has Twins, Sues for Child Support. So essentially, Joe began dating Anetria in 2005. So they broke up in 2007. And 3 months later, she tells him that she's pregnant with his child. So Presil is confused because they've been using birth control. But then when they did the paternity tests, they found out that actually the child belonged to Presil. So now, Presil actually was told this information and he accepted and they moved in together. But then in 2011, he finds a receipt for a sperm bank. And on doing like further investigation or further inquiry, he's told that the woman Anetria went to the sperm bank and took his semen, and then they did an IVF on her. So essentially, this is a woman who was having coitus with the boyfriend and did not get the man's consent for her to get pregnant. Actually, she took his sperm, wherever she took it from, I think it's from a condom or something, went to the clinic, she was done an IVF, she got pregnant. Then she tells this guy, and now when the guy finds out, this is what he says in the article. I couldn't believe it could be done. It was I was very devastated. I couldn't believe that this fertility clinic could actually do this without my consent or without my even being there. So Presil moved to New York, and now he is suing that fertility clinic for accepting his semen without his knowledge. Okay, and so he's suing for mental anguish, mental economic harm, because he is now paying child support payments because of a child he did not consent to having. It is not like this child was gotten from what we call, or what can be termed as bahati mbaya. Like we have sex and, birth control backfires, so you get pregnant. This is a woman who actually actively took his sperm to the clinic and did an IVF without his consent. So that is story number one. I just want to lay down the foundation before I give my thoughts, and then we move on. So let's see. This is a story on Ars Technica. This is an open forum, and I doesn't have a date. So yeah, 2001. No, this is when it was registered. Anyway, so this is something that, like, a man is claimed. An appeals court said a man can press a claim for emotional distress after learning a former lover had used his sperm to have a baby, but he cannot sue her for theft because the sperm was hers to keep. So this is where a woman, after you do oral sex and the man ejaculates, she kept the sperm and then impregnated herself with it. Now, let's see. There is also this story of a billionaire. Let me just check where it is. A minute. So this is a story where a woman who works at a hotel, a cleaning lady, uh, goes to the trash can, I'm a dustbin, and picks welcome Hamza Hassan motivation. Karibu sana. So this is a woman who this is from Vanguard.com, published in November 10th, 2019. A 40-year-old Las Vegas hotel cleaner won child support battle against a 28-year-old millionaire. Sorry, I said billionaire. Millionaire who she never slept with. So Jane was 36 when she stole a used condom from a then 24-year-old tech millionaire's hotel garbage can. She inserted the semen inside her V and became pregnant with a baby boy who is now 4 years old. So she went into the trash can, picked a condom with a person's semen, impregnated herself, got pregnant, got a child, sued the millionaire, and now she's receiving child support. Imagine that. So you did not sleep with this woman. She just came. Probably you slept with somebody else. Of course, you used protection because you didn't want to, get diseases, get somebody pregnant. So you protected yourself. Afterwards, you took your used condom, threw it in a trash can. Somebody comes, picks it up, impregnates herself, sues you, actually gets a kid, sues you, and now you get to pay child support. Okay. Now let's go to the latest story about Drake. So it is alleged that Drake. So this is like what Drake does according to the grapevine. So Drake has this strict thing where there is somebody within his employment who goes, looks for women, vets these women, and brings the women to Drake. Drake chooses the woman he wants to spend time with. When I mean time, I mean, have sex and whatever. Then they sign consent agreements and whatever, so that the woman does not later say that she has been raped, right? And now, so that is number one. So he's very upfront about getting consent of these women. So they sign, they agree, it is done, and then Drake takes the woman wherever. Now, there is this time, the latest news or alleged news is that he went with this woman, he did his thing, he's using protection. Afterwards, he goes to the bathroom, removes the condom, and pours hot sauce in the condom. Right? Hot sauce nile ya pilipili in the condom. Sawa? And akaifunga, akaitupa kwa dustbin, trash can, whatever you want to call it. Anaenda kurelax. Then this chick goes to the bathroom. Kiasi, this woman starts screaming. Sawa sawa? So what she did is she went, picked that condom, and poured that semen with hot sauce kwa viatu. And it is alleged that now this woman is also suing Drake for that. So let's talk about non-consensual fatherhood, or what guys call the baby trap. Teka moja. What guys call the baby trap. So this is where a woman gets pregnant without the consent of the man. Hamza unacheka. This is something utagoogle tu uone. This is where a woman who you have not agreed to have babies with. Sawa? You might have agreed to have sex, but now this woman gets herself pregnant and then forces you into fatherhood. Sawa? Like if I am having intercourse with you and I am using protection, that means number one, I'm not only protecting myself from diseases, I'm also actively preventing you from getting pregnant. So if you do not ask my consent to make me a father, what is happening? What is happening? So we are so good talking about consent when it comes to when it comes to intercourse, and most people who why this issue of consent is pushed is because the women are on the receiving end, right? We know forcing a woman to engage in intercourse is wrong, okay? Because she'll be traumatized. She'll be emotionally traumatized. The issue of her, pregnancy, the possibility of pregnancy and all that will be also traumatizing, and also, it's not a good thing. So if we are so serious about consent when it comes to this act, why are we allowing women to act a fool and encouraging them? Because if a woman makes herself pregnant, like she actively, this is not like ile ya bahati mbaya, like, you know what, condom ilipasuka, or mi nilikuwa natumia pills hizo sikuwa kuwork, nilikuwa natumia coils ilibafire. This is a woman actively going out and impregnating herself with your semen, with your sperm. There is this internet iko na machizi. There are so many people with phones like me who have internet, who go huku ndani like myself and talk their mind, and it is good. So because that is exactly what I'm doing. These are my thoughts. So this woman says that if you have unprotected sex, then don't come complaining about fatherhood. Like, this is her justification. You having unprotected sex, you know the risks, you know the consequences. So if you get pregnant, boo-hoo, too bad. No, if a woman gets pregnant, too bad for you. Just be a father. Okay, that is what she says. That if you have unprotected sex with a woman, even if you have clearly stated that you do not want to be a father, because having sex and having kids are two different things. So Hamza, unaweza story ya kwanza utaipata wapi? So kuna nini najita mamish.com. Mamish like mami, MOMMY or ish.com. Mamish.com. And the title and the headline is Woman Steals Ex-Boyfriend Sperm, Has Twins, Sues for Child Support. I will after hii live I will type easy vitu zote hapo. Shida ya Instagram is that huwezi type the name. Hey man, I need to get support hii kitu. Aina like where you can post links unless ni post kwa profile, which I will not do. So it is mamish.com. Mami MOMMYISH.com. Then the other story iko kwa vanguard.com. Vanguard. So Vanguard, VANGUARD. Vanguard, ile guard ya protect. Guard ngr.com. Unaongeza ngr.com. I hope umeipata. Thank you. So now story ya Drake unaweza tu Google Drake hot sauce girl hivyo. Google itakuletea. What was I talking about? Yeah. Like if you and I have an agreement of we are just going to have sex. It is just sex. That's the whole point of the consent concept inasemaga you only do mpaka mahali mmekubaliana. Yeah? Like if we agree this is what we are going to do, like you have not given me consent to take it further than that. For example, if you have consented to only kissing, I can't go touching because hujanipea consent ya kuguza, right? That is how mambo ya consent tunasemaga, or that's how it should be. Not ideally, that's how it should be, right? If you ask anyone who deals na issue ya consent, that's how it is be. Nimekukubali tu mpaka hapa. If you go extra, no, we need to agree. So a person saying that just we agreed to have sex, and we agreed to have sex tuseme without protection, because maybe you assured me that unatumia contraceptives, or uko under contraception, whichever kind, right? Or we agree, you know what, because of infection, diseases, nini, let's use a CD. Then you go further than that and impregnate yourself, right? Okay, tuto hizi vitu zingine zote tuseme tu we are just having it bila protection, but tumekubaliana tu like we are only, it is the intercourse peke yake nimekubali. Why are you taking it further to make me a father? Hapo nimerhyme na seta siko najua. Why are you taking it further to make me a father? I have not consented to being the father of your child. It is very simple. Because let us just take this situation and flip it and take it to the other side here. The forced sex, the R word. Let's take it to the R word, right? So umeconsent to, maybe nimekwambia come kijani, let's come, netagwaji Netflix and chill. So umekam, unajua unakam watch Netflix tukichill. That's the only thing you have given consent for. And they go further than that and have intercourse with you without your consent. I took it further. Or umekam tumesema we are just going to do fast base. Sawa? We won't do anything extra. And then I take it further than that. Si tutasema hiyo ni mbaya because you did not agree to that. Why are we normalizing women putting men into situations the men did not agree to? Why do we think that is okay? And then more than that, these people go to court and then get the court to agree with them. So I was violated. It's like you were, like if you are a woman and you are taken advantage of and somebody forced you into doing intercourse. And then you take this person to court and then the court says, when you agreed to go to his house, you should have expected something like that like this could happen. So you just have the kid. No, he didn't do anything wrong. No, you should have known better. Imagine if the courts did that. And further than that, they actually penalized you for being violated. Because these men are paying child support for children they did not consent having, with women they did not consent having. Sometimes even women they never met. Like this millionaire who just some cleaning ladies goes, does whatever she wants to do, and then gets pregnant, sues and receives child support. I don't even know you. I did not meet you. You are a stranger to me. How are you? Come on. Yani sahi victimization of men ishakuwa mpaka inapata the courts to agree that it's the way you continue victimizing men. Continue with what you are doing. And then this woman who has this audacity to say, because you agreed to have sex without protection, then if a woman gets pregnant and she has your kids, it's okay. You should have known the risks. Let's flip that. Have you heard the argument that the mode of dressing? Have you heard that argument about dressing and assault? The sexual kind. Have you ever heard that argument? That by you dressing a certain way, you should have known that men will respond to that a certain way. How many people are going to say that that's a valid argument? How many people are going to say that this is a valid argument, that We went to a club, you got drunk. So when you got drunk and you were in a club and there were strange men there, then you should have expected you to be assaulted. How many people will agree that that's a valid argument? How many? So if that is not a valid argument, that actually the whole point is that this person did not consent. That this person did not consent. Let's see, Hassan Noliza, why did she win the case? Let's see what the article says. The article does not say why she won the case. Just says during the child support hearing, Jane confessed that she never slept with the young millionaire, and that she impregnated herself with his sperm while she was cleaning his room. So this is what she says. He left his bank statement on the nightstand in his hotel room, and I saw it when I was cleaning at the time I wanted a baby so bad, and I thought it would be better if I had a baby with a rich man. So they did a paternity test, and they found that the child is his. So this is what happens. This is where the welfare of the child, putting the welfare of the child, becomes also problematic, right? Because let's be honest, a woman does not give birth to a child she does not want. I know that's controversial. Number one, there are too many types of contraceptives out here that women use. Even those religious women, those wale wameshikilia dini kutoka hapa mpaka next year. And those who are married. Most of them are using one form of contraceptive or another. Why? Because they don't want to have a baby. So, a woman does not have a child she does not want. Because, for example, if at the heat of the moment, something happens, she consented to sex, and then, you are not using protection, and she was good, and then she realized that she did not measure her pills, kuna e-pill, kuna morning after pill. Right? So as you're saying, judge or jury gani watampa hiyo kesi na huyu jamaa amekuwa violated. It is something which happened. It's not like something which is happening. And this is not like one of those weird things, weird blogs or whatever. It's not like Babylon B or whatever. Lawyers wanasema walikuwa wata pursue further legal action against the mother. But then you see, hata ukipursue legal action against the mother, you still have a child. So I guess this is where the court, even the court inafikiria. Huyu mtoto ni innocent, right? Because yes, wewe uko violated wewe kama baba, but si mtoto alikuviolate, ni mama mtoto alikuviolate. So no matter the case, huyu mtoto anataka bado kukuwa taken care of. This is just what I'm thinking. I don't know exactly the mindset ya nini, but this is how the system is set up. System iko set up that women and children first. Right? Women and children first. And that's why wakati mnabondana na bibi, which is wrong, number one, which is wrong, wewe na bibi kubondana. But when cops come, and it's not like you are beating the wife, mlikuwa mna fight. Who will they arrest? Wakikuja. The man will get arrested. Even if when ulikuwa unabondwa, you still get arrested. Because they have this mentality that men are stronger. Yeah, so hata kama ulikuwa unapigwa kwa umenyamaza, but ukapiga simu, this thing is happening, they just come and arrest you. Or mtu mwingine huko aseme there are people fighting in whichever house hapa and wanatupigia kelele, then cops come, The woman will just be crying, unashikwa. So actually hata hii kesi ya Drake, the woman allegedly amesue Drake. Imagine that. Wewe tulishamalizana na wewe, nimesha dispose vitu zangu mali nimedispose, nimezidispose vile mimi najua, umeenda umezichukua, umejiwekea, umejiumiza. I was not part of that. Wewe ndio ulifanya. So it is a weird world for men actually, because now you can't win. Now you can't win. I think I'll just do more follow up about this story, but this story ililipuka kitambo. Not even this one. Kuna story ingine about a man. The wife cheated. She got a child. The man discovered mtoto si wake. Refused to pay for the child. He was thrown in jail. Na already DNA inaonyesha huyu si mtoto wako. Akapelekwa kotini, alipe child support, akakataa kulipa child support, akafungwa jela. But eventually he was released. But hakuachiliwa ati because of the goodness ya heart ya judges na jury. It's because there was a lot of backlash to your story. Because number one, your woman cheats. Number two, she gets a kid. Then unaenda unafanya deni na discover mtoto si wako. But koti inakulazimisha kumlipia child support. Unalipiaje mtoto si wako child support? The man refuses. Akatupo jela. And there was a lot of kelele. Watu walipiga kelele say it's unfair. Na hapana, kufai kuenda hivyo. Kama mtoto si wake, mtoto wako na baba. Baba alipe child support. But koti iko like hapana, yeye ndiye ameandikwa kwa birth certificate. Imagine that. That just because your name iko kwa birth certificate, haijalishi kama wewe ndio biological father ya mtoto. So these are some of the things that makes women act a fool. Because anajua hata akienda akifanya vitu crazy, court itamback up. Now imagine if it was the other way around, that women are being violated, because this is sexual violence. Clear and simple. We say people have sexual and reproductive health rights. This is somebody mwenye ame violate mtu kwa hizi kutundetaga SRHR, sexual reproductive health and rights. So ume deny me my rights. Like you have denied me the right to refrain from becoming a father. Like I can't choose when to be a father and who to be the mother of my child. Like now women out there, a woman can just akuje. For example, there are married people who have agreed kwa nyumba yao that, you know what, we are going to use the rubber for our family planning, which is good. So mumemalizana na shughuli yenu, wewe kama bwana ya wenyewe unarap venye, you know, when mnafundisha how to use a condom, unairap vizuri. Man, watu wanafungwa because if you fail to pay child support, then inaitwa nini, inakuwa that hold the court in contempt, because court ndio imekuambia lazima ulipe. So una like you are in contempt of court. Na contempt of court unaweza fungwa. Like you don't even, unajua contempt of court hainaga ati kesi. Contempt of court inaga kesi, the judge tu anaamua. I hold you in contempt, unafungwa this long. I hold you in contempt, unapigwa this much fine. I hold you in contempt, unafanywa hivi. So hiyo inaga ati utaleta lawyers nini. Ile inakuwa it's like tax. Umeenda, judge amesema lipa. Then uko like mimi silipi. Then cause hiyo ni civil case. Like mtu amekupeleka, like serikali imekupeleka ulipi tax. Alafu pale unaambia tu judge ati umesema nilipe nini? Hiyo silipi. Unaambia but ni dini order yako, unasema order gani? Mimi silipi. You are in contempt. Ndani miezi 3. Utakula sembe. Yeye haina ati utaita lawyer akuje argue. But ni unfair. Because now, for example, history ya Drake, this woman did not impregnate herself, but Drake here take measures to pour hot sauce kwa hiyo seed yenye ilikuwa na semen yake. So this woman akachukua akajiwekea. And of course ajua amejiwekea because ni pilipili, of course kuna venye itamuaffect huko kwa sehemu nyeti. So anasiu because anasema aliumia. But nini ilimuumiza? It's because alienda kufanya ushenzi. But now inakaa wanaume like we do not even have control of who has our kids. Like huku nje umetaka kuishi like a decent person, you ask for consent, una put every measures in place, una respect rights za wenzako, but mtu mwingine tu ha respect rights zako. And then but hizi ni koti za majusi za hapa Kenya. I will find it very interesting hapa kwa koti ya Kenya if but shida inakuaga inaanzaga huko West, Britain, America, Australia huko ikikuja ikiteremka huko. Because they will say mtoto ni innocent, mtoto ni wako, hata kama uko unamtaka ni wako. Because ni mbegu yako ilitumika. So mtoto ni wako na lazima umshughulikie. You are like mimi hata sijui huyu mama sijui muone. It's like haijalishi tumefanya DNA tumeona mtoto ni wako. You are like but aliiba. No, haijalishi. Hiyo story ya kuiba hiyo ni kesi tofauti. Mtoto ni wako. Mlipie. What is happening? So it's either we are for consent ya kila kitu or we are not for consent at all. Hakuna vile tutafanya vitu nusu nusu. It's either a man needs to respect a woman's body and a woman needs to respect a man's body, or hakuna heshima, watu wafanye vile wanataka. But there is no way utaniambia that msee umerespect madem, umekuwa msee nini, because what is stopping other people from just coming and taking some random CD which has been thrown somewhere, impregnating themselves, alafu anasema mtoini wako, labda uko married. Nini na mstop? Then mnaenda kotini unaambiwa by juu mtoini wako itabidi umemchukua wewe umefanya hizi vitu zote na labda kwa hiyo marriage yako labda wewe hautaki mtoi. There are people who are married and they don't want kids and it is clear like mistaki. Then suddenly msee huko anafanya vituko zake, anajimpregnate, unaletwa mtoi, and then now you are forced to become a father of a child you did not plan for, a child you did not even ask for, a child who was brought as in wewe mwenyewe ulipatiana explicit instructions, mimi sitaki mtoi. And that is like the extreme cases. But tuangalia this baby the baby trap. The baby trap mali mna date na dem, wewe una feel hii relationship ikae imenichosha. What does she do? Anapata ball. Wewe ulisema tu wewe hauko ready kukuwa baba. You are very explicit. You are very clear. Mimi sitaki kukuwa baba. I'm not ready for marriage. So if you're having fun, let's have fun. So basi unajua venye relationships kuwa kiasi wakati mnaanza mnaogopana, so lazima protection ni nini, then mnazoeana, then mnaanza by the way kwani unatumiaga pills, mtumia pills kama mimi niko under coil ama mimi niko na sindano, so huwezi get ball, si tujaribu bila CD, sawa. Kumbe ni trap. So when you want to get out, huwezi toka. Why? Pregnancy. And there are men who are like mimi says wacha mte wangu ateseke, so wacha tu nikuoe because uko na ball. And then you get married and then mnaishigi mkibondana kidogo kidogo, mumewekeana sumu kidogo kidogo, mmekatana vichwa kidogo kidogo, sijui nini imefanyika, unaona tunakaa hapa tunajiuliza what is happening, mbona marriage za siku hizi ziko na vituko hivi? But tujiulize the most important question, hii kwanza, hii marriage ilianzaje? Because kama ilianza na baby trap, then ilianza na on the wrong foot, because somebody forced somebody to be in this situation, akatumia period zangu zimepotea. Unakuwa baby daddy, ama unasema kuna a lot of deadbeat men huku nje, men mnapeanaga tu maball. Sasa ndio kitu nilisema pale mbeleni, hakuna mtu yuzaliwa this current day and age kwa hii society yetu. Tuangalie hizi society, acha nizite enlightened. Enlightenment hapa hivi, acha tu nite in quotes enlightened. Society zenye zina believe in human rights, society zina believe in women's rights. So because hizi vitu music separate mara mbili. Mtu hizi words because zinatumika. But human rights na women rights na kasi the same. That's why nazitumia separate. Human rights na women rights. So because women wako na right ya ku decide when to be sexually active, who to be sexually active with, who to marry, who to have kids for. It is assumed also that men also have the same rights, but in reality, practically men do not have the same rights, because this same woman will go get herself pregnant and the man does not have anything to say. Kitu crazy kwa hivi, dem anaweza terminate pregnancy bila kuhusisha chali. It takes two to be pregnant. So how mtu mmoja anaweza enda terminate your pregnancy bila kuengage chali, bila kumhusisha anywhere, aingie tu mahali aseme toa hii kitu na itolewe. But chali haisema mimi sitaki kuwa baba na withdraw. Ati uko na ball? Mimi sitaki kuwa baba. Atalazimishwa. Mbona? But dem akilazimishwa kukana hiyo ball, inakuwa tuna violate rights zake kama binadamu. That yeye ako na right ya kufanya vile anataka na body yake. But wewe mwanaume huna right ya kufanya anything na body yako, number one, na number two na pesa zako. Because either utalazimishwa kuwa huyu dem joko na mtoi wako, ama utalazimishwa kuona lea huyu dem ama huyu mtoi, either na do or something. Because you dem are the choose. And maybe you are very specific and explicit ukasema mimi sitaki mtoi. Niko na ball, mimi kwa mimi sitaki story ya ball. Mimi sitambui hiyo ball. Ushasema. Whatever the case, tuweke morality kando. Wewe mwanaume ushasema. Whether you are morally right or wrong, don't you have a right to refuse? Don't you have a right to refuse? Useme mimi sitaki. Niaji niko na ball, mimi sitaki hiyo story. So dem anaweza kasema mimi sitaki hii ball, aende terminate bila kuhusisha chali. But chali hawezi sema tu mimi sitaki. Kwani kuna mtu akona rights mob kushinda mwingine? That's why nasema kuna human rights na women rights. So wanaume, nitakusema hivi, ukimaliza shughuli zako, afadhali ukae tu na hiyo CD mahali huko. Utaibeba uende ukaichome or something. Kuna msemo mwenye atasema si we flash. Kama kuna kitu ulisoma kwa sex whatever, is that hiyo raba either itaenda cause blockage ama itaenda alafu irudi. So utaiflash, ufikiri imeenda, after some few minutes mtu atakuja ichukue afanye nayo vile anataka. So number one, kutumia CD, beba hiyo CD yako, enda nayo home. Kama uko kwako, kuwa na mahali penye unawekaga mahali unafunga na kufuli until hiyo mtu mwenye umeinvite kwako aende, especially ukiwa a man of means. A man of means na maanisha hawa watu mnaitaga maseleba, watu wako na pesa. kama wewe ni wealthy businessman, kama wewe ni msemo mwenye uko na tudo, ibebe and uchome. Make sure umeenda umeichoma, witness imeisha. Because ghafla binvu tajipata kotini, unalipia uko kotini, wewe ni bobe ya mtoto mwenye hujaiona mama yake, hujui mama yake, wewe ni mtoi tu unaambiwa, alafu koti inakwambia brother, huu mtoi ni wako. Kwa like sasa ni mtoi, huu msisi mtoi akwambia hiyo haijalishi, hiyo si ile kesi yenye iko mbele yetu. Kesi yenye iko mbele ni mtoto ni wako, shafanya DNA, mtoto ni wako. Na juu mtoto ni wako lazima uchukue majukumu. Kwa like mimi nachukuaje majukumu mtoto sijui, umejua saa hii, chukua majukumu. So, number one, let's be honest about story ya consent. Like nimesema, it's either consent, tuna respect consent for everyone, ama tuchukue hiyo consent tuikunje tuitupe. Because if pia courts zimekana kulabona na madem kutunyanyasa sisi, then what are we saying? Anyway, men, be careful also, because wezi jua mtu una date, wezi jua mtu una sleep with, wezi jua kama ni one of these crazy people. Nasemaga nitamdanganya, alafu nikishamdanganya juu naonaga akona watoi wa supu, mimi naweza taka mtoi wake. Naona akona watoi wanakaa poa, mimi ningependa mtoi wake. Kidogo kidogo unachomoka kwa street, unakutana na kesi. Kuna mtu anafanana na wewe huko nje, humjui, hujui hata mama yake. Unajaribu kusema mimi hata hii story sijui, naambiwa hii ni photocopy yako, umekuwa like, because these are not like hizi story nimesoma hapa, these are not like people who are lying. Wanasema tu mimi nilienda nikaichukua na nikajifanyia. Mimi mwenyewe ndio nilichukua nikaenda na nikajifanyia. Na koti bado inasema uchukue majukumu. So guys, be careful women. Nimesema tu hivi, kuna wale wenye wana justify these acts. Mkumbuke msumeno inakataga kuili. Mtatuumiza pande moja, pande ingine mtaumia. Shida iko hivi, ile wakati wanaume wanaumiza, the system is on your side. When you're violating men, the system is on your side. Because you impregnate yourself without the man's consent, you get children, then you sue the man, and then the courts back you up. They direct the man to pay child support for a child they did not consent to having, for a child they explicitly say they do not want, but you went, made yourself pregnant, got a child, and then you sue, and then the courts are on your side. What I'm saying is this: it won't go for long, because now you are already showing that you don't respect consent. So why should men respect your yes? Why should they respect your no if you are not respecting their no? If you are not asking them for consent to make them fathers, why should they ask for consent when they want to have intercourse with you? That's the question I want to leave you with. So, good night. Bye.